I'm going to show you some of the basic building blocks that professionals use for comping and for intros and endings, and also more importantly for cycles. And cycles are key to jazz. So much of jazz happens off the page. And what I mean by that is there's more going on than just the chords that are written down on the lead sheet or in the real book. And most of the action in jazz actually happens in between the chords through harmonic motion. Harmonic motion is something that people like Barry Harris, Wynton Kelly, Hank Jones, all piano players, jazz piano players in particular, all know about harmonic motion, and they're all playing stuff that's going on in addition to what's written on the page. And guitar players like Joe Pass, and especially guys like Ron Escheté, know about this too. So I'm going to show you some of that stuff today. So let's jump right in with the first example, which is going to be a 3-6-2-5 example. And 3-6-2-5 is a common alternative or a common cycle, a common turnaround, which substitutes for the 1-6-2-5, where the 3 chord, the 3 minor chord, is substituting for the 1 chord. So it gives you a little bit of a different variation. Both 1-6-2-5 and 3-6-2-5 are what's called a cycle. And what it does is it allows you to get from the 1 chord back to the 1 chord. So for example, 1-6-2-5 in the key of C, A7, to D minor 7, to G7, gets me back to C. Well, 3-6-2-5 is a substitute for that, where the 3 chord is a substitute for your 1 chord. So now it would be E minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7. So here's the first example on the screen. So instead of just playing static chords, we're adding in a little bit more melody. And on this E minor 7, now I've altered it to become an E minor 7 flat 5 for a little bit more melodic color. So now you get this moving melody. Instead of just a static note. So stuff like this is great for intros. If I wanted to turn this into an intro, I could do my 3-6-2-5. And then I can continue, now that I'm on the 1 chord, to the 6 chord, to the 2 chord, to the 5 chord, to the 1. So now the whole thing would be this. Or I could make it more interesting. Instead of just 1-6-2-5, I could do 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So now if I wanted to turn it into an intro, it'd be like this. And then I'd start my tune there. So there's a ton of tunes that use 3-6-2-5 turnarounds. Rhythm changes. Girl from Ipanema. There Will Never Be Another You. Tune-up. The end of Stella by Starlight has something similar where you can apply it, where you get this 2-5 cycle to get you back to the 1 chord. So you can use this all over the place. So this is a great little example of something that you can do on that to break up the static chords and get more melody into your playing. So the second example that I'm going to show you is great for ballads and any kind of tune that uses a pedal tone. And pedal tones are basically a sustained note, usually in the bass, where it holds steady as the chords pass over it. And you'll see what the effect is here in a minute. So you want to listen to as many tunes as you can. Obviously, there's no substitute for listening to music. But if you do listen to music, you'll find that a lot of the times you can find pedal tones in tunes like On Green Dolphin Street, My Funny Valentine, But Not For Me, Someone to Watch Over Me, Come Rain or Come Shine. So what you might want to do is search out some of those tunes and listen to what the piano player and the bass player are doing and see how they use pedal tones. So this is a different cycle. This is a cycle that gets you from 2 back to 2. And the common way to get from 2 back to 2 is 2, 5, 1, 6, which is usually made a dominant 7, but you can use minor 7 also. And then that takes me back to 2. So 2, 5, 1, 6. And you can hear it, we get back to 2 nicely. And then we do a 2 back to 5 to get us to 1. If you wanted to extend this cycle a little bit, you could do 2, 5, 1, 6, back to 2, 5, 1, back to 5, just start your tune. So here's that second example with the pedal tone. So that gives you some more melodic playing going on. It breaks up the static chords. I've given you a couple of intros that you can use, and I've shown you how pedal tones work, which works great for ballads and also for interludes. So you want to go and check out a lot of music and see if you can find those pedal tones, like in some of those tunes that I've mentioned, and start listening to piano players. This gives you a much more pianistic type of approach to playing the guitar instead of just boring static chords. So I'll be going over some of these basic building blocks for intros and more melodic guitar playing and chordal playing every week. And then I'll have a PDF out on Patreon. The full book is up there that you can download if you want. So check it out, and otherwise I'll see you later.